Hello friends, my name is Michelle Fondin and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm the author of my latest book, Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, exploring your 7 energy centers with mindfulness, yoga, and Ayurveda. And welcome to our continuing series on twin flames. So today was one of those days. You guys have seen these videos, so you know that I have one of those days where I'm just going about my normal business and my angels and guides urge me to sit down and do a video. This was one of those days. I was not planning on doing a video today. I have about 150 things that I need to do that did not involve YouTube today. And my guides were saying, nope, go do it, sit down. Like I was literally on my way to Target. And I was like, shoot, okay, let me sit down and do a video. Now, I'm gonna do some housekeeping first because I know many of you don't make it to the end of the video. You might fall asleep, who knows, or get too excited and like go off and do something else. So housekeeping right now, excuse me if you're new to this channel, but there are some housekeeping issues I actually need to do. I'm posting this video on either July 28th or July 29th, 2019, depending on how I get through the editing of the video. But as of today, July 28th, 2019, my 2 websites are down because I am migrating the sites to a new hosting plan. I thought I could do it myself, and my angels and guides are saying that I could do it myself, but I am running into a lot of complications. So I'm reaching out to my sister and a couple of other people that know how to migrate websites, and who knows, maybe it's a sign. I know I'm supposed to be doing a brand new author website, which hopefully will come up within the next month or less, I'm hoping. And that will be for the new book, Twin Flame Romance, A Journey to Unconditional Love, which is the title of my upcoming book. And the next housekeeping is, I am more than halfway done with my Twin Flame book. So excited for it. And within a couple of weeks, so probably nearing mid-August, I'm going to do pre-sales for the book for signed copies of the book. So you can pre-order the book, 1 or a few copies, whichever you would like to do. They will be author signed copies that I will send out as soon as the book is available, published, and delivered to me so that I can sign those books, which should happen no later than mid-September by the time all the shipping and stuff is handled. So that's what's going on there. If you want to book an angel reading with me, 45-minute readings are $95 as of the date of this, and 90-minute readings are $175. I do them over Zoom conferencing. If you're not comfortable with video conferencing, I can do them via telephone. So there you go. To book an appointment with me now that my websites are not up and running, email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com and we will find a time and a day that works for both of us. And that is how you can book a personalized reading with me. I actually respond quicker to email. I don't respond quick to phone calls. I'm actually going to change my number to reflect a California exchange, but meanwhile, email is the best way to get hold of me. I can check at any time of day or evening. I typically don't take phone calls during the day. So there you go. Today is a topic that I know is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. Like, if you start to get uncomfortable, rather than leaving a nasty comment, it's better to just shut off the video and go search out something else, because the message that my angels and guides are urging me to share with you is something that is not going to make you feel comfortable. Point blank, it's not going to make you feel comfortable at all. So it's Get Healthy Union is around the corner. Get healthy. So I'm going to tell you my trajectory of what I have been doing since the year 2014. So we're at 2019. Since 2014, I've published books on health and wellness. The first one is The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, An Easy Guide to a Healthy Lifestyle. And I had to look at it because the original title was something different. What I had originally, I said The Wheel of Healing, I don't even know what it's called. The Wheel of Healing, An Easy Guide to an Ayurvedic Lifestyle. And this is The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, An Easy Guide to a Healthy Lifestyle, and this was picked up by New World Library, my publisher for this book and the chakra healing book. So this is my first book, and it's all about balance and getting healthy. The next book that came was Help, I Think My Loved One is an Alcoholic, a survival guide for lovers, family, and friends about addiction and recovery. The next book that came out is Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, an integrative approach to healing the 7 deadly lifestyle diseases. And then was Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy. In between, there was a book on running a yoga business, but that's not really pertinent to our conversation here. So I wrote all of these books kind of in preparation, even though I didn't know it, in preparation for this twin flame journey and what was to unfold as a result of this twin flame journey. So as a consequence of my personal life trajectory, I have had to get healthy on so many levels. If you read The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, An Easy Guide to a Healthy Lifestyle, you'll know a little bit about my personal journey with health and why I ended up writing that book. It was in 2014 that it was published, but my health problems went back to 1999 and even before that. So that is like the reason, that was the impetus that brought me forward to writing about health and wellness and becoming a health and wellness teacher as well. So the reason that my angels and guides are urging me to share with you about getting healthy because union is imminent is because many of you in the collective, especially the divine feminines, divine masculines as well, but especially divine feminines, have been ignoring signs about their health. So you have been wrapped up in this journey, and this, like I said, it can go for either or. Most of the collective and the divine feminine fall under this category, that in what's happening right now. Because you've been so wrapped up in this journey and learning about it and growing on many different levels and becoming wrapped up in the highs and lows of the journey and getting wrapped up in the learning process and the intellectual process of the learning journey. Many of you have ignored your own needs, wants, and desires, but in addition to that, many of you have ignored your health as well. So what I'm talking about primarily are eating issues, overeating or eating the wrong foods, eating a lot of processed foods and not taking the time to cook for yourself or not taking the time to get those healthy meals, eating sugar or higher fatty foods like as a coping mechanism in order to get away from the pain of what's been going on most recently in the past year to 2 years for many of you, and living a more sedentary lifestyle, which can often happen when we're on a spiritual journey because we're learning to like sit back and like read upon the spiritual journey and then learn how to meditate or quiet reflection. And so many of you have been ignoring exercise altogether. Now, for some of you, you're turning to external sources of comfort, such as like smoking, maybe smoking pot or cigarettes or e-cigarettes. Like, I don't even know what they're called, vaping or something. I don't know if that's what that's called, the e-cigarettes, I guess. Some of you have been doing drugs recreationally or doing or drinking alcohol, and your angels and guides are urging you, all of this stuff, including sugar, including high fatty foods, including fast foods, including processed foods, they are telling you to stop. They're saying you need to stop, and you need to stop this immediately. It's not like, oh, let's wait till I have a plan. Your angels and guides are saying it must stop. It must stop absolutely, positively, immediately. All of that has to stop. Here's the problem, and I do write about this a lot in my book, Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy and Enlightened Medicine. The problem is that without the purity of the body, without treating your body as a temple and having that inner purity within the body and honoring each cell of your body as a carrier of information, of divine information, you can't reach your angels and guides messages. You can't carry out God's divine mission for you when you are so infused in toxins and substances and foods that are bringing toxicity to your body. And it's kind of like the channels get cluttered. In Ayurveda, Ayurvedic medicine is mind-body medicine from India. And there is a word for that. It's called ama, A-M-A, which literally means like residue or toxic waste. And what happens when you take in all these substances that are not good for your body, and this includes like sodas, this can include too much caffeine, this can include artificial sweeteners and artificial processed substances in food. And it definitely includes alcohol. And I know that's one sticking point for a lot of people who say like a glass of wine is good for you, but the work that you are designed to do, if you are indeed a twin flame, is so great and so high and so magnificent, so expansive, so enormous and important that you can't be bogged down with the toxicity of the substances that you're putting into your body. And you can't be bogged down with the toxicity of not moving your body the way it needs to be moved, whether you're doing yoga or Tai Chi or running or playing squash or volleyball or tennis or racquetball or whatever it is. Like, moving your body is extremely important, and getting those toxins out of your body, because even if you eat a vegan organic lifestyle, there are still toxins in your body and your lymphatic system. And in enlightened medicine, I go through this whole thing about the lymphatic system, but your lymphatic system can't possibly process the toxins that remain in your body or that are in your body if you don't have movement and deep breathing. So in my live events, which are going to start probably toward the end of September, in my live events, we're going to work a lot with the breath. We'll be doing a lot of yogic type breathing to help move those toxins and that negative energy away from our body, our physical body, our energy body, and helping us to purify and clarify and make the channels clear so that we can receive clearer messages from the divine. And really, that's the only way you're going to do it, is if you stay away. Now, I have, in the Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, I talk about the 90-10 rule. And I live by this 90-10 rule. Honestly, guys, I've lived by this for years and years and years, if not more than a couple of decades. The 90-10 rule for me is 90% of the time you're on target. You are spot on target. You're paying attention to what you eat. You're eating organically, locally grown foods that are no spray, or organic foods, drinking water, no other beverages. I do drink coffee. I try to stay away from I don't do artificial sweeteners, artificial fillers, artificial anything. I stay away from processed foods. If I'm drinking milk, it's grass-fed milk, grass-fed half and half, grass-fed yogurt. And that's like the cows eat grass. That's what I mean. I use natural sugar. I mean, sugar's not bad for you in very small quantities. I do eat chocolate. I don't eat chocolate every day, but I do have the occasional, chocolate piece, morsel or whatever. And so that's 90% of the time. 90% of the time, I'm getting all of my fruits and vegetables. I eat 95 to 98% a vegetarian diet. Sometimes I do a complete vegan diet. Most of the time I don't, because I love milk. But I do chicken and fish once in a while. And that's just to live a balanced life. But I do make sure that the chicken and fish are organically grown, or grown in a way that increases animal welfare and organic feed and just all that jazz. So, and like, we can't even trust, we say fish, but we can't even trust fish these days, because there's so much toxic waste that's dumped into the oceans that the fish absorb it through their food that they're eating. So they're absorbing the toxins, and then when we eat the fish, we're absorbing the toxins. So you really just have to be careful with what you're eating. As you eat the purified foods, and as you drink pure water, and in my book Enlightened Medicine, I talk about what kinds of water are more pure than others. When you honor your body in that way and like treat it as the temple that God gave you to hold this spirit, when you really treat your body as a temple, the messages from your angels, guides, and God himself become so much clearer. So you're able to hear those messages and follow through. If you're clogged up, forget it. Like, you're not hearing things clearly because you don't even feel good. If you don't feel good most of the time, then you're not going to be a clear channel. So that is my message. And for some of you, that's going to be a lot of work. That's really going to require a lot of work because you're going to have to really work at it. And you're going to have to commit to an exercise program. You're going to have to commit to healthy eating. You're going to have to commit to letting go of substances that you've held on to. And if you're really committed to this journey, then there will be rewards. And if you really think that, oh, I can't live without A, B, C, or D, chances are you can. Chances are you can. Like, I say I can't live without coffee. I have lived without coffee. I don't like to live without coffee, but a cup of coffee a day is not bad for you. It's when you get into using coffee as a crutch to stay up all night, for example, I hear about doctors in residency, and I have a lot of friends who are physicians and who during residency, they said that like literally all they lived on was coffee because they would have to sometimes work up to 23 hours in a day in residency, so they lived on coffee. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, is that alcohol impeding your ability to channel and hear your angels' messages? I know the big thing is like marijuana, pot, cannabis. I don't even know what it is. Like, there are so many different names and they're probably different things. I just don't know. I was never into any of that, but now it's socially accepted, legal in most states. That doesn't make it okay for your body. That doesn't make it right for your body. It doesn't make it okay. And don't even think about writing a comment about that, because I know it's a highly debated topic. We're not talking about whether there are health benefits or not. That's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about is keeping your body a clear channel to channel spiritual guidance and messages from your angels, guides, and from God. So this mission is serious. This mission is hardcore, as I've mentioned in the past. This mission is not something to be toyed with or tampered with. Like, you've been given a huge, huge work here. And by honoring your body, you're honoring the work that you've been given. And it's just like anything, right? You're not going to do your job half-heartedly. Let's just say if you are a physician, you're not going to do your job half-heartedly. You can't do your job half-heartedly. Like, there's no way you could. It's the same thing if you're fighting for justice, for example, to keep someone in the country who has all their children and grandchildren in the country, but then they've been slated to leave the country. I mean, you're going to do everything you possibly can do to help that person stay in the country. Like, there are so many jobs that you would not do half-heartedly because you know the purpose and cause behind it, and you know the implications behind it. This is the same thing, you guys. This job that God has given you is so serious that you need to treat it as such, and treat it seriously as such, and take it to heart. And by allowing your body to be clean, by allowing your body to be a clear channel, you're going to honor God, and you're going to honor your work that was given to you and that you chose at the same time. Remember, you chose this. You chose this as your mission. You chose this as your work. So hard to hear. I get it. I understand. I know. Hey, I am not at all like living in the dark under a rock somewhere. If I am where I am today in my body, if I am where I am today in my mind and my soul and my spirit, it's because I've worked really hard to get here. There's no easy ride, guys. Honestly, there is absolutely no easy ride. I've made a ton of sacrifices, and I've made a ton of modifications in my own life, and my diet, and my program, and my exercise. I've given up a lot of things. it doesn't feel like that anymore because it's just the way I live. It has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm making this huge sacrifice, but to the outside world, it's a lot of sacrifice. I don't drink alcohol at all. I don't have a problem with alcohol, but I don't drink alcohol. So it's just because I know the body needs to be a clear channel. If I'm to channel messages for you guys, my body needs to be clean. It needs to be clear. So that's really what this is all about. It's about making those sacrifices so that you know how to live your life's work and you know to hear correctly heaven's guidance. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Good luck on your journey this week. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel below. Hit the bell for notifications. Share this video with other twin flames. And thank you for buying a book or 2 or 3 or 4 and pledging your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.